Every Friday at the moment, during the major summer months, I'm playing scratch team golf for Gill Golf Club. That's in the Bradford Golf Union. So basically I'm playing against other scratch golfers or golfers at a good standard. So far we've played 6 games this year. I lost my first 2 games, but I've won my last 4. I think having had the knee surgery, I think it was a little bit soon to get back into the golf, and I'll put that down for the main reason that I lost the first 2. But I'm feeling confident. I'm getting back to some very good golf and feeling like I can get my handicap down. From a very young age, my dad played a lot of cricket, and that really influenced me in just general sport. I think he watched a lot of sport as well. Growing up, I played a lot of football. I played a lot of cricket, junior football teams, junior cricket teams. I think one of the major breakthroughs with regards to cricket was when I was 15. I got into the first team at Arnold, so I achieved like first team cricket at a very young age. Bowling for the first and getting to actually be part of a team that was playing at a decent level. Football, I got to a fairly high level. I just generally love sport. I was always doing something, always out either running or playing a sport or playing for a team or playing individual sports, and I was just generally always busy playing sport. Golf came into my life when my stepdad came along. He was a keen golfer. He played off around 14. It was a decent handicap and played fairly regular. And basically, as I grew older, I sort of got into wanting to play with Trev and wanting to go and caddy for him. And I went and caddied for him, and I went and caddied for several other senior players. I got paid fairly decent for that on some of them. That was a lure for sure. It was the money and the bacon butty on a lot of the occasions. I got roped into it, but that was a bonus. But I got my first half set when I was around 11, and I just wore them out basically. I absolutely wore them out. Played every day in the summer for 12 hours sometimes. I'd be up at the golf course, 9 till 9 at night until my mum and stepdad could pick me up. I started off 36 handicap like most juniors do, but within the first year I got down to 24. So I lost 12 shots in my first year, which were pretty reasonable. I was only a very small kid, so the distances that you had to hit it were miles for the size of me. I had to hit it harder than anyone else to keep up with someone's, like, say, a little sandwich chip, and I was hitting my driver. I wasn't getting anywhere, but I got my handicap down. A lot of that was my short game. When I was a kid, I was just practicing my putting all the time. It was all I did was just putting, and that, when I was younger, it really paid off, because I'd get to the green in 2 or 3, but then as soon as I was on the green, I'd sink the putt, or it'd be a 2-putt and getting decent scores for a high handicapper. I think there were about 16 or 17 trophies I'd won over about 5 years. I started at Rolls-Royce in 1997. I started as an apprentice, straight from school. I did a 4-year apprenticeship, which was mechanical engineering. Came out of my time at 20, but 6 months after I finished my apprenticeship, I got offered a job in manufacturing engineering department. The manufacturing engineering department is responsible for looking after all the inspection, all the manufacturing processes and improvements and control of the shop floor. We make fan blades at Arnold, so there's an awful lot of that control. I've got a career there. I've got it's a proper career. It's not like just turning up to work and taking your brain out. I've got to think about what I'm doing on a day-to-day basis. Golf took the back burner for a good 4 or 5 years, until I was back in my 20s. I think I picked it up again when I was 21, 22. I discovered beer and women and that sort of stuff. So I sort of just thought that it's too long a time to be spending. And obviously cricket and football was other sports that I was involved in. At that time I wasn't serious, I wasn't playing it seriously. I just knew a lot of friends who were playing and they invited me along, and I thought, well, I'll give it a crack. I used to play as a junior, and looking back, I'd won a few trophies, so I thought I'd give it another crack and literally turn up to the tournament without practicing or playing during the week and get it round to my handicap of about 8 or 9. And after a few years of playing at 8 or 9 handicap, I thought, well, I can play pretty good at this. I'm pretty handy even though I'm not practicing. What would happen if I put a little bit of time into my practice and improve my game like I used to when I was a junior? That sort of brings you up to this last couple of 3 years where I've put that time in, and my handicap's fallen from 9 to 5. I won the Scratch Order of Merit. I won the Order of Merit the year before. I got to the singles knockout. I won 7 trophies in the first year that I'd started practicing. So it was really paying off instantly. So I started thinking about this, and I was still playing cricket and football at the time, and all my other sports that I'd take a little bit of interest in, I'd still be taking part in that. I've always been a bit of a centre forward, but I got converted to centre half. And as a centre forward, I was always one for going on a run with the ball, and I'd always try and score out. That was my main aim, to try and score a goal. And in this match, I was playing against a team, and it were like full of quite old men, you know, and because I was a young lad and I could run fast, I was taking the mick out of them a little bit, and I got to the point where I'd gone on a run from the edge of my own 18-yard box, a couple of 1-2s, and I got into their box. And I was just literally about to shoot, and this defender came diving straight at me. I hit the shot, and he defended it at the same time, and my knee went the opposite way to my body. It basically flailed out at about 45 degrees. I knew I'd injured it straight away. It was so agonising. And the stupid thing that I did was to continue playing. For the next year and a half, I was having problems with it, especially when it came to golf. Straight after that injury, I took the decision to not play football anymore. I was obviously playing at a local level, which were, you know, not paying any money, or, you know, it was just local football, and it was more of a laugh. But because of this injury, I knew that my knee would be a weak point, so I decided to quit football. A few months later, I quit cricket as well, because I just couldn't take it through my knee. By that time, I developed more pain in my knee, and I don't think they picked it up correctly. I don't think they picked it up at all, really. I had an operation 3 months later, keel surgery right in the area. They removed the cyst, and they also trimmed the cartilage around my knee to stop the cyst from reforming. That was 4 months ago, so it's very recent, really. You know, I've played golf a lot this year, even though I've had that operation. There's quite a few pros that I feel that I'm as good as in the golfing terms, but like you say, the money in the sport is for the better players. You know, they obviously earn the money, but then you've got the players that are at 100th rank, and the sort of mediocre pros, and I see myself at least that level, if not better. You need the money to enter the tournaments. You need the money to buy the equipment and just be backed, so you can do the travel and the hotels and the coaching. You know, it all costs money. There's a number banded around £100,000 or £150,000 over a couple of years would be the sort of figure to pump into a person if they had that talent, that natural talent, to really push them forward. And that's the sort of figure in my mind that I would need to move forward and get into that pro rank. Whenever I play golf, in sort of opens, I play quite a few of them, and there are so often times when people are really, you know, they look down the nose at you. A lot of the time it's people stuck in their ways, and they're stuck at the club, rather than accepting that you have people come and play in their opens or in just a competition or just a practice. You have these players, and they'll be rich men, and they've earned the sort of the status, yet they just look down upon you. You know, it's so frustrating that I'm a good golfer, you know, and I like to go and play golf at nice golf courses. Unfortunately, sometimes it's spoiled by these older folk or these middle class or upper class people just being fuddy-duddies and, you know, being a bit annoying. Right, so basically I'm here for two. It's a par 5 is this hole, so I've got an eagle putt from all of 10 foot. During a competition, I've had this opportunity a few times, and you know, it's something that not a lot of players get a chance to do, is have a chance at a birdie or an eagle. I've hit a 6-iron from the top of the hill there. It's about 180 yards, and I've hit it to 10 foot, so I'm extremely pleased with that, the way I hit the ball. Same with the other 2 balls that I hit here. You know, I'm very happy with the way I struck it. So hopefully I can knock this in for an eagle, which is a nice score to have on any hole. Certainly take that. Whenever I'm on the golf course, I feel happy. I feel so in my own place. That I feel like I belong there. I feel like I belong on a golf course. Um, I've I've played a lot of years now. You know, since I was 12 years old. Apart from that 3 or 4 year break, and in that time, every time I play golf, I'm happy. You know, I really do feel happy deep down. Like I say, it just feels like I belong there on a golf course. Whether it's to be a pro, I know it's a lot of hard work to get there. I know it'd take a lot of hours and a lot of effort and a lot of money to sort of back me. But I really do feel that with that effort and the hours to put in, I would get out of it would be to become a pro, and that's my aim. You know, that's my dream and that's my goal, and I feel really determined to really go for that goal and that dream.